Hey guys, this is Kari again. I'm broadcasting from Portland, Oregon. So in this episode, I like to share my experience that was 15 years ago working as an intern in Los Angeles. I was 20 and 21 years old, and that was a great experience. So if you're interested in working as an intern, volunteer, or even full-time or part-time using English, or if you're already using English, then please keep watching this video because I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I did. So before we get started, I have a special gift for you. Please download my checklist. I put it in the description below. You can find the link below. So if you are an advanced English learner, there is a checklist for you. I have listed all the skills that advanced English learners have and actually what they do every day to keep improving their English. I've listed all that from my own experience and from other advanced English learners' experience. I've listed all that. So please download the checklist. And please find out if you are a true advanced English learner or speaker. And please find out what else you can do, by checking out each section or each comment, you will find, oh, this is something else that I can do to improve my English. Oh, this is a skill that I don't really have right now, and that is very useful and something that I need. So I'm going to work on it this month. You will find out something that you can do to go to the next level. So please download the list below if you are at advanced English level. All right, so let's talk about the internship. So I'm going to tell you first why I took the opportunity. That was 2006. I was 20 and I was sophomore. I was going to a university in Tokyo, and I thought, okay, my job hunting is coming up in a year. And I don't have any English skills, but my major is English. And I want to work at some global company or worldwide company where I can utilize my skill, right? So I was getting ready for that. Then I thought, okay, I don't speak English. I don't speak English at all. Like I can't even speak 30 seconds. And I don't have any skills to show. I don't have any specialty to show the world what I can do, and I'm capable of handling, this position, right? So I thought, okay, gotta do something. I gotta do something. Just staying here in Tokyo doesn't really give me anything. Gotta go somewhere. I gotta go somewhere. And I decided to find some options to go somewhere for like a year. I stopped my university semester for the entire year. And I was going through some options. And at the time, going to language school was not really my option because I knew that language school doesn't really improve much of my English, especially if I want to work and use English, right? And going to college as an exchange student was not even an option either because that was a lot of process, complicated, and that was a lot of money. So that was not my option. That was just simply not appealing to me. And then finally I came across this internship or volunteer program. There were actually multiple programs that I can join, and I picked one. And that was a program that I needed to go to language school at the same time, but I can do internship at the same time, just like work and like going to school kind of set package. So I chose that, and that was in Los Angeles. So the first 3 months, I was so excited to improve my English. I was so excited to live in the US for the entire year. And the first 3 months I went to the school and I hated it. I hated it so much. Oh my gosh, I hated it so much because that was not what I expected. And it was my fault, 100% my fault that I didn't do research of their program, their, like a student ratio and a school policy and all that. But, I was naive. I was just simply excited to, jump in and go and say bye-bye. And I didn't do research. But I was so naive. I was 20, so I was blaming the world. I was blaming the school and teachers and staff and all the students and school policy and the curriculum. I was blaming myself for choosing that one. And I went back home every day, cried all night because I felt stupid. So that took me like the whole month or two to recover and change my mindset. And then eventually I started doing more things actively to improve my English and I enjoy the most of it. But the first couple of months I was so desperate. Anyway. So after 3 months with the coordinator, I picked where I want to do internship, right? And the reason why I chose hotel was because I wasn't sure what kind of career path I wanted to have. I didn't have any experience other than working at a coffee shop and at the restaurant. So I just didn't have any work experience or any interest in any particular field. So I thought customer service sounds more, like versatile. It has more opportunities and possibilities. And then it sounds like a good place to start. So I chose customer service and I went ahead to take an interview with the front desk manager. So the front desk manager asked me a bunch of questions, why I was interested in doing that work, doing an internship, why hotel, what kind of skills or strengths I have, and my personal, questions. And that was like a brief 10 to 15 minutes one-on-one conversation. So I passed the interview and I started my first day. And I didn't have any suits at that time. And I went to the mall by bicycle and I got this $20 jacket. That was so cheap jacket, but it lasted for 5 years actually. I continued wearing it. So that was a steal, right? So I wore the jacket and the black pants. I didn't have shoes that go with the suits. I only had flip-flops and sneakers. So I borrowed a pair of shoes from my host mother. I didn't even dare to buy them. And I went to the first day. And the first time, my position was the phone operator. So I don't know why it's such a big hotel, but there is only one phone operator. So literally, I was sitting right next to her, the phone operator, the only one operator. And she was just like, watch me. Just like, watch me how I do it, how I answer, and you'll figure out. That's it. There's no manual whatsoever. So I just literally watching her every move, every word that she says to the customers. And people ask me so many millions of different questions. And the crazy thing was that there are multiple phone lines that she needed to handle. I needed to handle at the same time. So let's say one phone goes through and then you pick up and they say, thank you for calling New Otani. How may I help you? And while you are assisting this customer, there's another line that goes and then you have to say, can you hold a second? And then you have to pick this one up and you say, thank you for calling Otani. Can you please hold? And then you hold it and then you go back to this line, but then there's another third line that goes, and I was like, is that what I'm going to do? I was just so confused. More than English, I was just confused with how she handles. It's like a multitasking at the same time, right? That was really hard for me to understand how she's handling it, but I watched her intensely and I took all the notes and I paid attention to what she says to the customers, because you need to provide a lot of information to the customers, where the hotel is located, how much is the rate, how much is the parking, how to get to the hotel from the freeway, and all the kind of information that I had no idea. It was a brand new information, and there was a lot of it, and I had to take all the notes, and I was able to say it to the customers. So I was intensely watching her, taking notes, and practice a lot at home by myself. Well, literally 24/7. I was like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, the address is blah, 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 blah. If you are coming from this freeway, you have to go straight and you have to turn left and blah, 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 blah. So I practiced a lot. So after that, it's crazy, but I was able to handle the phone call eventually. And I moved to the reservation desk, where I took customers' reservation by phone. That was much simpler than the phone operator, because there's only set of questions that I needed to ask, like customer's information, name, and like phone number and the credit card number, and what kind of room they prefer, and then summarize all that at the end of the phone call. So that was much simpler. But there was a lot of phone calls. I was receiving a lot of phone calls along with my 2 other coworkers. So I slowly started it, and I eventually got used to it, and I moved to front desk, where I wanted to work. So at the front desk, it was more intense because it's human to human communication. It's not like at the reservation desk and phone operator, I was able to take a phone calls and with this kind of face and all the notes. But at the front desk, you cannot show your notes, right? It's not professional. And you need to smile and be friendly and nice representative of the hotel. So that was more challenging. And then again, at the front desk, I was watching every move of my coworkers, what they say, how they answer, how they handle check-in and check-out. There's a system again that you have to use. You need to know how to use the system. And I was watching intensely and taking notes and practice a lot. So that was my everyday. And looking back, I think as a naive 21 years old, that was a lot to take. But I'm really glad that I did, because, it was totally out of my comfort zone. But once you step into it, once you step into the uncomfortable zone, and you try and then fail, but you try and then try again, and you eventually get better. So if you're interested in working in an English environment as an intern, volunteer, full-time, part-time, doesn't matter, go ahead and do it, because it gives you a lot of experiences and skills, and it will give you a huge leap if you want to brush up your English to a professional or very practical level. So that was my internship story. And if you are interested in how I got those basic English skills in just 3-4 months before going to the United States, I practiced alone by myself in an apartment in Kichijoji in Tokyo. And I have another video for that. I'm going to put the link in the description below. So please check that out. But I could do it. I was able to do it for 3 to 4 months practice. And then I was able to work in a hotel. So it's not that complicated. It's very simple. You just need practice. So if you're interested in working in an English environment, or if you already are working or living, one thing to note, this is a key takeaway I want you to have. People don't treat you like something special. You are not a exception. So the meaning is that everyone is using English regardless of their background. So in my internship workplace, I had a lot of coworkers who are from different countries. So their first language is not English, but they were working just fine. So if you are going to work or already working in an English environment, there's no like special treatment. Just because I was 20, just because I was new, just because my first language is Japanese, just because I only had experience working at the cafe, doesn't really mean I can get special exception, like special treatment. Like, oh, Kari is, she just doesn't speak English or she doesn't have any experience. We have to protect her. There's no protection. They expect me to work just like everyone else does. So that is why I really encourage you to try something new, but I really encourage you to bring your skill to the very practical English level. It is critical if you want to use English, especially for work or living abroad or, like interacting with people who don't speak Japanese, right? So that's why in my coaching program, I really encourage everyone who are advanced English speakers to bring your level to something practical, because that's the English you are required to speak. That's the English level you need. That's the English level that gives you confidence. That's the level that makes it possible for you to do your job or, like interacting with people, having a conversation, all that kind of stuff. That's the level we need to achieve, from my opinion, my experience. So speaking English or speaking a different language is not a special thing anymore. We are in 2022. Maybe 50 years ago, it was a special thing. And it was treated such, but no longer a special thing, right? So get this practical skill, something that you need, something you use, something that you are required to have, and something you can feel confidence with, right? Tongue twister, confidence with. So I really encourage you to get that skill, and please check out my other videos as well. I give you all the tips to improve your English, and get the checklist. Don't forget that. And if you want to try something new, it's out of your comfort zone, go ahead and do it, because that will give you a huge leap, and it will give you confidence and skills and experiences. So I hope this episode was helpful for you, and I'm glad that I shared this experience. I haven't talked about this for such a long time because it's almost 16 years ago. So I'm glad that I still remember it vividly, like it was yesterday. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next episode. Bye.